As the first speaker announced, we are here for a big idea. The purpose of life is to seek happiness, and happiness lies within us. We are in the city of Washington, D.C., and it would be appropriate to quote George Washington, who stated that happiness depends more upon the internal frame of one's own mind than the externals in the world. This sounds very similar to some great Indian saints. So, having graduated from Purdue and won the largest entrepreneurship competition of Big Ten, to writing to Jack Welch and getting a job at General Electric World Corporate Headquarters and winning the Alexander Hamilton Corporate Treasury Award, to graduating from Columbia because I wanted to learn everything about value investing from Warren Buffett's school of thought. But yet, at GE corporate headquarters, the boardroom was called the war room. So I was still seeking that happiness. And so this talk is going to bridge the US way of thinking and the Indian way of thinking, and how the big idea is we can come together, these two great nations, and spread love, peace, and happiness to people all around the world. So instead of saying honorable dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests, and so forth, let me address all of you as dear co-seekers of happiness. Let us be serious practitioners that we really want to become happier, joyful human beings. So it's an honor to address you all today as the chairman of the International Board of IAICC. As we gather here today, I'm filled with a sense of gratitude for the successes we have achieved as a chamber and the endless possibilities that lie ahead of us. Today, as we navigate the challenges of a post-pandemic world, our relationship is more important than ever. COVID has taught us that what we can do is come together and not live in our silos and fight the evil, which might even be something which is minusculely small. The pandemic has made us aware of the interconnectedness of not just humanity, but all of creation. It has shown us that our strength in togetherness allows us to surmount all odds. It reinforces my belief in the Indian saying, Vasudev Kutumbakam. I know there are people of several nationalities here. Can everybody repeat the word Vasudev Kutumbakam? Which essentially means the world as one family. So imagine 7.5 billion people, but one soul. So one family, one soul, one earth, with a singular shared future. It is in these trying times we saw the world drop all petty differences and work together as one family to protect its own. As we look to the future, I've always believed that if we answer the question why appropriately, it guides us to what and how what needs to be done. This is probably where India, with its centuries of tradition and spiritual way of life, can show the way. It has ingrained belief that mankind is created equal and so aptly captured in the Declaration of Independence of this great nation. It espouses that the only way to true happiness is to make others happy. I like to call that Sabka Mangal Ho. Sabka Mangal Ho. Mangal, there is no direct translation of the word called Mangal. It means holy, auspicious, pure. So, if I want to be happy, we need to go beyond I, me, myself. If I'm concerned about the happiness of the other beings, then eventually I'll become happier. Imagine, people who have helped you, counseled you. I went to a Christian high school, junior college called St. Xavier's, and there was a father who always people would go and talk to, and he had very minimal needs, but he was the happiest guy that I have met in my life. So it takes very little to be happy. So selfless service and clear intent to benefit humanity will always, always, always succeed. With this in mind, there are three key areas where our collaboration can make a significant impact between our two great nations. Firstly, innovation and entrepreneurship. There are millions of entrepreneurs in India. Uh, there are small traders. There are people selling stuff on the streets, and there are people who want to do more from less for more people. And that's the Indian way of thinking. The electric vehicle produced by Tatas is so frugal and cost effective that it can really capture the global markets. So by deepening our trade and investment ties, we can create new opportunities for businesses and generate economic growth. Thirdly, sustainability and social responsibility. As we emerge from the pandemic, we have an opportunity to build back better and create more sustainable and equitable world. As a chamber, we are committed to supporting these three areas of collaboration. We will continue to provide a platform for businesses to connect, share knowledge, and explore new opportunities. We will also continue to advocate for policies that promote trade and investment between these two great nations, that support sustainability and social responsibility. These initiatives can only fructify in an environment of peace. Some years back, I gave a presentation to the Trump administration, Give Peace a Chance. Since then, it has become evident that peace is our only chance. Today, even though we hold the power to destroy humanity many times over, it is our restraint that can thrive and prosper. After all, it is more difficult to create than to destroy. It is now time to gain an understanding at a global level that all conflict is an outcome of our fears as an individual or as a society, and our inability to understand and celebrate our differences. Engulfed in these fears, the world can feel chaotic and overwhelming, living a stressed, anxious, and unfulfilled. It is when we are willing to let go of these fears that the bridges of understanding can manifest and dissolve the anger and hatred fostered by generations of false belief. This is when true happiness can come from within. Great saints like Adi Shankaracharya from India has taught us this. Nurtured by a sense of purpose, fulfillment, and connection to something greater than ourselves. So again, I'll quote George Washington when he wrote, it's like in America, the dollar bill, you say, in God we trust. In India, we believe that the true divinity lies within us. And so again, happiness depends upon the internal frame of one's own mind than the externals of the world, where the world has not broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, with the acute awareness that we are simply caretakers of this blue dot we call Earth, which we need to preserve and sustain for generations to come. Our intent has to focus on initiatives of sustainability and conservation. The father of a great nation has rightly said, the world has enough for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. Both India and United States have made significant commitments to addressing climate change and promoting sustainable development. By working together, we can create a more sustainable future for our citizens and the world. So I would implore each and every one of you who I truly believe to be enlightened, selfless beings to become ambassadors of peace and champions of selfless service, very much like our K.V. Kumar, who has strived on the selfless path for the last 30 years. His immense contribution is what has spearheaded this great organization and a commendable achievement to IAICC. He was recently awarded with the Hero of Tolerance Award. Learning to love, live, and accept people the way they are is very difficult. To be at the helm yet be so grounded is something very rare to find, and these are qualities we have in you. You are exceptional and a true inspiration to all of us. May God bless you with the best of health for many more years to continue your noble endeavors. Last but not the least, I would like to congratulate the entire team of IAICC for their immense contribution and toil work under the auspices of this great organization. I am certain that we will uncompromisingly continue to play our individual roles and as a team to achieve the best in the socio-economic interests across the globe. What do I mean? 7.5 billion people, one soul, for peace, love, and happiness. Thank you.